Marty, talk about the issue of wokeness in video games. I just read an article, actually, Debbie gave me. It's called "The Woke War." It's
Yeah.
in Forbes, and it is an attempt to sort of debunk the idea that wokeness is responsible for the failure and anti-wokeness for the success of various video games. It goes through these video games. Basically, what it's trying to say is, no, the video game market is not particularly attentive to the issue of wokeness. But hey, we have wokeness in academia. We have it in Hollywood. It would hardly surprise me that we have it in video games. Is it a problem in the world of video games? And what is the relationship of the kind of woke ideology to something that, should be, I would ideally think should be refreshingly free of this kind of nonsense?
Yes. Well, unfortunately, the video game industry is not immune to the disease of wokeness. I was, and the first people who kind of realized it goes back into like 2013, 2014. And that was when they were being called social justice warriors. And there were some people who out in the fan community and YouTube and Twitterverse, which were pointing out some things that seemed like, why are the journalists, quote unquote, independent journalists in the game field, why are they supporting these SJWs? And why is this dialogue this way? And why are these characters being made this way? And why suddenly it felt like the games were preaching at you, just like television shows and movies. It was all happening simultaneously. The difference is that the game community, some of these fans got together, and there was this thing called Gamergate, which is still hard to unpack and understand. But it was the first kind of, mass movement against SJWs and the influence in the game industry. And basically what happens is the fans say, well, we don't want to buy those games anymore. So they just stop buying certain games, and they stop trusting the media that is trying to push those things, just like we have, across the board, every place else. To a certain extent, I almost think the Gamergate was one of the first, fan movements or people movements that was going against the influence of the woke. And it has come back again, and there are some very, very huge failures. I haven't read this article. It's in Forbes. I'm wondering, is that Paul Tassi? Is he the byline?
Let me see. It's sure enough, Paul Tassi. That's
Okay.
it.
Well, I would have issue with Paul Tassi. I've had my own personal issues with some of his reporting over the years. I would probably, if I read the article, if I was talking to him, I would probably debate him on some of the specifics in that article. Most likely. I don't know. But
well, yeah. I mean, his theme is to debunk the idea that wokeness is really a factor. Now,
Yeah.
he has to admit that there are a bunch of woke games that have crashed, but he claims that they haven't crashed because they're woke. There's some other reason that they crashed. And similarly, he has to admit that there are anti-woke games that are successful, but again, he denies that they're successful because they're anti-woke.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.